Shalom. This is your brother Tazaya Amar of GMS Valdosta, Georgia, coming out with another weekly lesson. And I pray that it be edifying. But first, we're going to give all praises and glorifications to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rekakadash. Double honors to our apostles of GMS, Great Millstone, for teaching us the true knowledge of the scriptures. I want to say shalom and a heart to all the brothers and sisters that's striving and thriving in this same 100% true doctrine. Shalom. Today's lesson is based pretty much upon the mockery of oppression. And what it inspired this lesson was a so-called holiday that's coming up the Friday after Thanksgiving that's called Black Friday. Now, a lot of us know exactly the origin of Black Friday. But let's see what the devil say the origin of Black Friday is. In the early 60s, police officers in Philadelphia started using the term to depict the chaos created by the large number of tourists. Did you hear that bullshit? Who came into the city for both holidays, shopping, and to attend Saturday annual Army Navy football game, causing the police officers to work longer shifts. Can you see how they twisted the narrative to fit their agenda? But at the same time, the lies is being exposed. They still telling on themselves. It made their tongue speak against them. Check this out now. In the early 60s, police officers, slave catchers, in Philadelphia started using the term to depict the chaos created by the large number of tourists, slave ships coming in the dock, who came into the city for both holidays, shopping, and to attend Saturday annual Army and Navy football game. Shopping. Once again, they're exposing themselves. We know what the shopping was all about. 15, 20, 25, 35, 45, sold large buck to Master McElroy for $2,000. Shopping and to attend Saturday annual Army Navy football game. Oh, I imagine they probably had troops to make sure that the slaves didn't rebel or get away. Revolt or get rowdy. Once again, they're telling on themselves. Causing the police officers to work longer shifts. Yeah, when them slave ships would dock in, the slave catchers, they had to work longer shifts because whenever slaves were sold, they had to make sure that, whoever bought them, that, they had safe passage to wherever they was going in case the slave want to revolt or try to run away or whatever, So, once again, you got to read between the lines, the small print. And with that, my first scripture is going to be Psalms chapter 73, verse 8. Psalm chapter 73, verse 8. Come on, come on. Psalm chapter 73, verse 8. They are corrupt and speak wickedly concerning oppression. They speak lawfully. See how these devils want to control the narrative and say that the origin of Black Friday came from the large number of tourists that came to Philadelphia just to attend the Army and Navy football game, and this causes the police officers to have to work overtime. You know, maybe that was the case in the 60s, but we're talking 1860, 1760, not 1960. Try again, Esau. I'm gonna go back to another narrative that these devils tried to put out there. Show you just how wicked and twisted these devils are. Here are 8 facts concerning the term Black Friday. They contradicting themselves already. Originally, it referred to a stock market crash. Come on now. Slaves were the first thing on the stock market. It was booming. Matter of fact, it was booming, so that's how your insurance company was created. You know, the loss of slaves at sea during bad weather, or slaves would commit suicide by jumping overboard. Therefore, creating, the insurance company, the large insurance company that we got today. You know, them big boys. Chase, Prudential, New York Life, and the list goes on and on. Okay, here's another narrative that they put out there. Black Friday is when shops and retailers put down some of their prices temporarily to encourage shoppers to buy more products. Read between the line on that. You know, as they say, it don't take a rocket science to figure out, you know, the tricks in between of this statement. Black Friday is when shops and retailers put down some of their prices temporarily to encourage shoppers to buy more products. We know what the products was and who the products was. Israelites. The devils continue to tell on themselves. You know, as I explained to a lady a couple of days ago about Black Friday, you know, it came out at this little shop that I frequently visit. It's a thrift store, rather. And she mentioned that they was going to be open for Black Friday. I said, you know the origin of that, don't you? She said, no. I said, well, it goes back to the fact that when the slave ships would dock at the harbor, that, hey, it'll be a big crowd of people fighting over slaves just like they be fighting over big screen TVs at Walmart. I said, yeah, I said, your ancestors would be fighting over slaves just like they be fighting over big screen TVs, microwaves, etc., etc. It was all out chaos. Fist fights would break out, trying to get the best of the slaves, just like they do now. But like I say, like the big screen TVs and whatever else. And with that, let me go stop ranting and go to another scripture. Seems like the demons finna crank up. Salaki for excessive noise. It never fails. The minute I try to do a lesson, that's when it starts. Salaki for that. Okay. I had the perfect scripture here. Let me see, can I pull it back up? This is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 5, starting at verse 8. If thou seest the oppression of the poor, and violent perverting of judgment and justice in a province, marvel not at the matter. For he that is higher than the highest regardeth, and they'll be higher than they. You know, the Most High sees these wicked peoples and their wicked devices that they use to keep us oppressed, keep their foot on our necks. And we are not to marvel at those, at those events that they oppress us. They are to be expected. We are under the curses. The curses that we brought on ourselves by being disobedient. And with that, I'm going to move to the book of Proverbs. Chapter 14 and verse 31. Proverbs 14 verse 31. He that oppresseth the poor reproaches his maker, but he that honour him have mercy on the poor. I'm going to read that again. He that oppresses the poor reproaches his maker. You know, these devils, when they oppress us, basically what they're doing, they're coming against the Most High. And these devils know it. They know it. You know, they got their personal vendetta against the Most High. So they can't take it out on him, so they take it out on us. But that's what he was designed to do. That's his makeup. That's his lot. That's what the Most High chose him to do. Chose him to be the wicked. As the scriptures say, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked. And with that, I'm going to move to the book of Exodus. The book of Exodus, chapter 3, starting at verse 9. Exodus chapter 3, verse 9. Now therefore, behold, the cry of the children of Israel is come unto me, and I have also seen the oppression wherewith the Egyptians oppressed them. You know, we are in modern day Egypt as I speak. You know, like the scripture said, there's nothing new under the sun. Hey, we're in modern day Egypt today, and we're being oppressed. You know, first fired, last hired. You know, shot out in the streets like a dog. You can get killed for a tag light out. You can be murdered for running a stop sign or running a traffic light. You can be murdered for calling the police for help. You can be in dire need or have a medical emergency, and if the police show up, it might be to your demise. And with that being said, I'm gonna read another narrative about Black Friday. And I want you to pay close attention to this one. Now, all the other ones that I read were pretty much characterized as being the origin of Black Friday. But this particular one is considered to be a myth. Okay, all right. Well, let me get this one right here too, because this one right here speaks volume 2 about a narrative that they try to paint. And the first Black Friday occurred in 1869 after financier Jay Gould and railway businessman James Fisk attempted to corner the gold market. Make that make sense. In 1869, which was what? 4 days, well, a lot of people were still in slavery, even though it's so-called emancipated in 1865. But a lot of people was in slavery years beyond 1865. So somebody trying to corner the gold market and the railway system in 1869, when we all know the biggest commodity and the most profitable commodity was slaves. So they can miss us with that. Okay, Black Friday history, origin, evolution, and emphasis. Okay, this one is a myth. A myth claiming Black Friday originated from the sale of slaves on the day after Thanksgiving. This has been debunked by historians, wonder why, and has no basis in facts. This particular situation have no basis in fact, but all the rest of them is solid. I mean, hey, wonder how that happened. The only one that's amiss is the fact that, well, they say it's a fact that it didn't originate from the sales of slaves on Friday whenever those ships docked it in. But the Most High is a terrible power. He made the same thing manifest itself when we go to those shopping centers on Friday after Thanksgiving. You see the same scenario play over again. There's people fighting, scurrying, arguing, just complete chaos on so-called Black Friday. Well, not so-called. It's a fight, and the fact is that, hey, it originated from the auction of slaves. So they can spin the narrative however way they want to. As I say, they're only trying to make a mockery of our oppression. And with that being said, I'm going to close out by giving all praises and glorification to Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rekakadash. Double honors to our apostles and elders of GMS, Great Millstone, for teaching us the true knowledge of these scriptures. I want to say shalom and a harb to all the brothers and sisters that's striving and thriving in this same true doctrine. Shalom. Shalom.